Boy, who worried and who ain't, boy? I've been watching the interview, boy. I watched my girl, Lunell, went in on Diddy. I'm like, damn, Lunell.
Do you think that the Diddy list is going to be as crazy as the Epstein list or crazier?
The Diddy list may keep him out of prison.
Ooh.
I got the Diddy list.
If they don't kill him like they did Epstein, like Trump did.
We never found out what the Epstein list was.
Oh, come on.
They never revealed the Epstein list.
They named a lot of people.
Never gonna find
Clintons,
Princes.
Trump.
Right.
Yeah.
Presidents, politicians.
So what do you think of Usher deleted 7,000 tweets and he said his thing was hacked?
His what? His thing was hot.
I mean, his Twitter account was hacked.
He's been hacked before. He got herpes.
It's been a lot of hacking.
He ain't the only one. 7,000. He's deleted 7,000.
What does him having herpes got to do with his Twitter account?
Well, I'm saying he hacked some herpes too. He hacked some people with some herpes.
I heard one of them say, and I caught the tail end of it. I couldn't, no pun intended. I couldn't tell whether it was either Usher or Chris Brown. Say he was at one of the parties and drank some shit that apparently had been laced with some shit. And he woke up in the morning butt naked, and P. Diddy was in the bed with him butt naked.
Ooh.
Now one of us got to die.
Yeah, we ain't leaving this room alive.
Yeah.
One of us.
One of us got to die. It's gonna be me and him, but one of us.
Or maybe that was the excuse to explain why they were in the bed, because it's gonna come out. So I was drugged and I didn't know. So
if you were associated with Diddy in any way,
you are a mother. You are a mother. I see you would see it that way.
Right.
No, I'm saying maybe that's why he's saying that.
No.
He's saying he's using that as his excuse. I was drugged, opposed to.
But that may be a legitimate. That may be a legitimate.
It could not be.
They say They say he had the drug.
I was gonna say that's part of the party.
They say that when you go to a Diddy party, you should just drink water.
No, he said he supplied the water. He controlled all it.
He said
it was Molly water.
I heard him say he supplied the water.
Let me say this. I went to some Diddy parties.
Really?
Is that right?
Yeah, I went to some Diddy parties.
Oh man, tell us about it.
But you didn't see what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. You didn't see that. Diddy had,
They ain't let the janitors in.
Diddy had parties where people who wasn't used to hip hop would come to these parties. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He had parties where people who wasn't used to, when hip hop was considered dirty, nasty, filthy, and raunchy, but he would have people that were there that was high end, all type of from backgrounds, and you didn't see that at his parties. Now I didn't go to the after parties.
Yeah.
Right.
I wasn't invited to those.
There's different levels to his party.
Even Denzel said you need to leave before the devil shows up.
Leave before it get dark. He said leave before it get dark because the devil gonna show up.
Leave before it gets dark.
I saw a picture of Denzel leaving one of the parties, and it looked like the devil had showed up. Denzel had a look on his face.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie.
Who was it that he had told me? Say, hey, man, it's getting dark. Better leave for the devil show.
Yeah, he was doing some interview.
So just because you went to a Diddy's party, I've never been, but I do have friends that are in the industry way higher than me, and they have been to a lot of parties. I'm gonna just say it like that. And you don't, like you just said, you go to the party, but you don't necessarily have to be at the party. That's a special invite.
With DC now being in Hollywood and that beautiful run and hanging out and going to all those parties, at what point did you make the decision like, oh, we got to get the fuck up out of here?
Let me tell you something, player. Without being egotistical or nothing like that, they don't fuck with me about that kind of shit.
They kind of know who to play with.
Right. They know who to test. They know who to test.
Yeah, they don't come in this. Ain't nobody ever.
They get a feel.
Ain't nobody ever tickle my nuts in Hollywood. No man.
You got a few ladies out there on Crescent.
Ain't no man that pinch me on my. I hear all them stories. And God bless them. I guess it could happen to a
Terry Crews,
regular guy.
Let me
see
say
me
something.
Dancing around the name and shit.
I know,
let me say
we
something.
To keep friends.
I witnessed this.
Build friends.
I had the same road manager as Puffy, and I got invited to a lot of these parties. And
you was up in that end.
I was in there. and I'm saying he had some extravagant parties, man.
Yeah.
He brought parties to places that people normally couldn't get into with hip hop music. He brought them parties to them situations. I mean, mansion parties, I don't care what it was, clubs that normally wouldn't allow black people to do parties like this. He had those, but I didn't know about the freaky thing. But Puffy had some outlandish parties, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you name it. I got a guest list from one of them I got on my phone.
Is that right?
Yeah, I got a
That's
guest
money
list.
right there.
Yeah.
Man, TMZ contact you?
No, I didn't call.
will be here in a minute.
I didn't call TMZ. I didn't want to get into this, man. I am so embarrassed, man, about what's going on social media with black people and our black youth and the black movement.
Now, I kind of feel like that.
I'm tired of seeing us being
my
down.
overall view of the whole thing is sad, brother.
It's sad, man.
It's sad when a black man come up from where we come from in this last generation or two, and you almost a billionaire, and all that shit is done now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a wrap.
It's a rap, nigga. Over.
And
I don't think y'all. I mean, why y'all? The man is a billionaire, so yeah, they gonna take a chunk of his money and all that, but he gonna be all right. He still gonna be free, and he still gonna.
You think he gonna be
Sooner or later, he gonna be back
free?
free.
Looking at life.
Yeah.
Even if
the
he is
feds
free,
picked that up.
eventually, just take the last 2 weeks. You go from having several mansions to being in an 8x8, and you talking about just hanging there.
I'm just
And
saying.
That might be what he do, hang in
He
there.
sold one of his mansions, and then we got to go to the part of now his children. And then I like what someone said. We're looking at his children as their kids, but they're actually adults.
Yeah, a couple of the boys.
30,
parties,
25.
They filing.
Exactly.
One of
So
them
they're
gets-
not children. And I had to think my mom, like, you're right. These are grown men that are participating in unhealthy behavior.
And they were raised
And
by
one of them
Diddy.
got charges.
Yeah.
One of them got charges.
I just
Exactly.
want to know the definition of sex trafficking, because when you just say that word,
Pimping.
I'm imagining snatching some little child from Mexico, bringing her to the States. She never see the light of day. You dress her up as whatever you want
I
to
think
dress
it
her up.
usually be the other
Some
way
super
around.
freaky stuff.
I
that
think it be the
just-
other way around, Weightball. They take them from America and take them to Mexico.
Well, but the rich
No,
people might
generally,
bring a
I
little
think they take it
Mexican. No, you can go bring a little third world child to here, and then ain't nobody missing them.
It's easier to take American over to Mexico. I'm telling you.
Okay, well, that's because you know them
sex-
people. Yeah, I don't know them people like that.
You sound
is
like you know all
forcing
about sex
someone-
trafficking right now.
Forcing someone to take them
Pimping.
all over against their will for little to no money, and not allowing them to leave and forcing them to have sexual.
But that's a range.
He
It's
not-
just
he
like
not paying- that's
it's
not
just like
paying.
Richard said what you paying, but that's
What
a
you
sex
paying?
worker.
Then-
That's a sex
Yeah,
worker.
and then that's pimping. That's still against
Right,
the
but
law.
don't celebrities-
And it's against, and it's still.
It can still go in the
it's
realm of
against their
prostitution
will.
ring,
That's
whatever
the
you want-
sex
exactly.
trafficking part of it.
My thing
and being
is-
that he crossed state lines, that's the reason why the feds picked up on it, and they chose to do it in New York because New
Yeah,
York is
because
more
if you're
prevalent.
paying them, like the boys he was flying in from different places, the porn stars or whatever, ain't no charges with regards to that I
And
know.
nobody's even
other
coming
than
up-
the
yeah.
flying. This
My
was the
thing
people
is-
that wasn't sex
Right.
workers that he was flying in or flying out. That's where the
if
problem.
you're going across state lines and you ain't blindfolded and in the trunk, then it shouldn't be sex trafficking.
It is because she could not leave on her
Did you
own.
hear the girl's
Whenever
testimony?
She tried to leave.
The
he
girl said
stopped
she was
her
tired.
from
The girl said,
leaving.
not cutting Sister J off, but the one testimony recently that came out, the girl said she was tied up against her will and raped countless times. So whether she came this way or that way, man, that's just wrong. Like
That's wrong.
And so
Yeah.
and here's the thing:
That's wrong.
it's for men. It may seem like, wow, this man he could do something like that. And I get what you said, DC. He got all this money. Why would he do that? It's not about money. It's about that power. It's about that sickness that he have inside of him. The money only
I'm
allowed
talking
him to
about
get
how
away
crazy.
with
So-
it.
Is it not a regular?
I mean,
Mr.
even without that kind of money, hey man, it's volunteers.
But
out
with
here, man.
celebrities-
It's-
Hold on.
it's hoes everywhere.
Miss J,
If
yeah, it's
that's
a
what
whole
you
society
into.
of them.
Miss J, you
people
moving
like
into
that.
that realm. You producing movies. TV shows, series, and stuff.
I can tell this gonna be very
when you
ignorant.
interviewing,
Right, just from your setup.
when you casting men, and you see that one that you like, I
There you
want to see you do a little something extra. Are you?
So there's not been one man that I cast that I like in that aspect.
Really?
Let me tell you something.
No
Sister
casting count in
JJ
Sister
Not even-
is a
JJ's.
professional. She's a professional. She's not a.
She ain't trying to take
But now,
advantage.
isn't it a regular practice of celebrities to fly women into cities and enjoy that luxury? You can put a few women on a plane.
Yeah, but that's
Have you been a celebrity?
A regular man.
This man
is
with some money
rich
in his
people-
account.
Rich people.
Man with his money in his account. That's it. You ain't got to be no
Right.
celebrity.
Is that sex trafficking?
But it's against their will. That's the part you
That's
guys
it,
are
bro.
getting. It's against her will or his will.
But you can't
That's
really
sex
fly
trafficking.
nobody in against their will. All you gotta do is just miss the plane.
So
How the hell you fly somebody in against their
You
will?
got to remember.
Hold on,
First of
DC.
all, he started with the mental. That's a lot of people's like, well, how could he keep her? How could he keep her? Why should he keep going back? Because he had.
Hold it right there now. Hold it right there.
Let's start with that mental.
But I can answer that for you.
Oh, what? She went back because of the money?
He want that money, man. And they were trying to get a record deal. Most of them, I'm not saying it right now. But all the blame ain't on him.
Right.
When you looking at a record deal and he said, well, I get you this and I get you that, and then you getting that mindset, which I've seen in Hollywood by a lot of people.
I didn't even know
They'll
Cassie.
do anything.
I didn't even know Cassie could sing.
I didn't know who the hell
her.
I didn't know who the hell she was till she won that lawsuit.
Well, no, that's
I
how
remember
he
she
met
came
her.
out with the new.
She had an independent
When she first
song.
came out, she kind of did the rendition of the Pleasure Principle Janet Jackson video.
Yeah.
Then, so I was like, who's this girl trying to be like Janet Jackson? Even though it was a different song, she was dressed exactly how Janet Jackson was. And of course, she was attractive. So then that's how she got on board when I first saw her.
Well, that's
Wow,
how
Rev,
that's
you
how
done
that's
your
how they
research.
end up
Yeah, he was at the
meeting.
concert,
That's
apparently.
how they end up meeting with him because her song, her independent song, was doing well. I forgot what country it was doing really well in, and so now her and her boyfriend say, okay, let's go to the next level. Which
As a
was-
boyfriend with Diddy blew up his car.
No,
that's Kid Cudi. That's
Kid Cudi. So what he did was
I'd
had
be
her-
like, we are through.
He-
I didn't mean to call you.
But that's what he said. That's
We
what he
are
said.
through.
That's what he said. He said he told her I can't
That's
mess
what
with you no
Kenny
more.
said.
That's what he said. But what Diddy did was he put together a fake would-be concert, got a promoter to do the flyer and all of that,
Yeah.
and to tell her boyfriend, look, this business. And to me, boyfriend, you sent her by herself. If you're supposed to be her manager, she's a beautiful young lady. In this industry, you should have went with her by your own dime if that's what it took, because you're supposed to protect your woman, not just your woman. This your client, this your woman. You're supposed to protect her. I feel a certain kind of way from that aspect, because when I'm dealing with a dude, you know that I'm in this industry. Don't be like some people. I don't want to say. Don't be like some people, but just have my
Why
back.
you pointing at me?
Not you, but
You
be
tell
like
him
some
just because you're in the
people with
industry.
their husbands interfering and stuff. But there's got to be a balance, and he should not have allowed her, young like that, impressionable like that, to go to Diddy. Because after that was it. She ain't never go back.
So
He
you
gave her
saying
10
you telling these up and coming
album
actors, don't pull me to the side in your car and put your dick out. Think you gonna get a role? Is that what you're saying?
See, you used to talk that shit.
What?
But you forgot. I'm too
saying,
legit to quit.
she in that
I told you
position
I
of
care about
power
lit.
now.
I'm a mess
You in
around
that
and cut
position of
your-
power.
You better
You in that
back
position
up
of
off of
power.
me.
You in that position
You
of
better
power.
back up
So
off of
how
me.
are you dealing with that?
You
Now
better
we all
back
know-
up
When they
off
coming in
of
with
me.
them hot, with them shorts on and leg, they hanging down the leg, he want that role for the male sexual
First
part.
of all, they're not gonna come to me like that because of how I conduct myself.
How you carry yourself.
But now,
Exactly.
let me tell you something, boy.
Tell him, DC.
When you command respect, you don't have to demand respect.
There it is.
That ain't got nothing to do with it. When she come in there with that dick hanging down his leg, and she said, "Fuck all that respect." She see.
Let me tell you, this is JJ command respect.
When she see that leg
command
hanging,
respect, you don't
she
have to
trying to get that
demand
roll that she
respect.
gave Tim, but Tim, you look. I'm gonna give you the roll, but that other dude, that other dude.
He definitely don't know.
so now, a lot of people are saying,
That's how he run his set.
that
Pornography set.
that sex trafficking started in 1910 with Jack Johnson when he had that white girl.
It's called a man law.
He got in trouble.
called a
for
man
that.
law.
I'm gonna say sex trafficking did not
Come on
start
now,
by
they
a black
made that
man.
up.
Yeah,
Now,
they-
that might be the first time they tried to lock
That's when
somebody
they-
up.
No,
That's when they started
when it started, the man
titling
law.
it that.
Right,
Jack
but he
Johnson
wasn't
did.
the first person to do it though.
Yes, he was.
No, he was.
Jack,
he
Jack
was.
Johnson
I
was
know
when they
he
started the man
originated
law.
that.
That's the oldest
Come on,
business
man.
in.
I mean, it
like
wasn't
they
the oldest,
say, that's
but-
the oldest
Man.
business in the world.
He was the world champion of the world.
And only dated white
Box.
women. So when they saw him taking white women across state lines for debauchery and all these other things, they said, "Go put a law on his
Oh,
business."
see how that-
But
see how
he
that-
wasn't the
I'm
one
pretty sure
that
they just added that
started
'cause
He
it.
was
Black
dating a
man
white
is
woman,
He
and he
just-
had another white woman that was his.
Yeah, he
part
was
of
just
his
the one that they-
entourage.
Yeah.
And he started out in Mississippi, going
Of
to
course.
France.
There go Mississippi again.
He was going to France.
She was
Right. But in
that
Mississippi,
train
you couldn't
that put
be
him
with a
on-
white woman back then.
Hold on,
Probably that was
hold
illegal
on. You
in
talking what I'm
itself.
speaking?
Yeah, you couldn't look
You
at
talking
him.
what I'm speaking. So
Did you say talking while you freaking?
I'm talking what I'm speaking, so he can't learn. So what happened was Jack Johnson, two white women. One he was married to, and the other one was his side chick. He left on a train from Mississippi, going to his fight in France, but they had to stop through Atlanta,
He
Georgia.
said, I'm talking.
And when they come to Atlanta, Georgia,
while I'm speaking, you can't look.
can't learn when you speak.
Is that what they taught y'all in Black History?
Oh, you can't learn when you're talking. You
Is
gotta be
that
quiet.
what they taught y'all
Well,
in Black
you can't
History?
learn because you talking now. So
No,
you
I'm
ain't
just
learning
asking no
nothing.
questions.
I'm just telling you, if you be quiet, you're
No,
gonna learn
well,
something.
I listen and what
If
it
you
sound
be
like
quiet,
to
you're
me.
gonna
If that's
learn
what they would
something.
teach y'all in Mississippi,
yes,
I'm
they did.
so glad.
Earlier,
I'm
DC
so
mentioned Steve,
But no,
but
gotta-
we didn't know if it was Steve Harvey or not. But since we do know that Lori Harvey dated Puff Daddy, how much you
And his
think Steve
son.
knows?
And his son.
And his son.
And the son, yeah, and the son. So
Hey, man.
So y'all don't want to
Steve
talk about
Harvey
a
is my
train from
friend.
Mississippi to France?
Oh, yeah,
Let's talk about that.
That's all I want to know. How you get a train from
Well, I
Mississippi
want to
to
go ahead and
France?
shout out Joe Thompson and Gary sent us
Thank
some
you,
more
Joe.
love.
Thank you for your money. But look, this is how it happened. He was leaving Mississippi.
we still talking about
Shout
Lori
out
Harvey.
to the
You gotta
brothers,
know the
man.
story. You don't know if you don't learn.
Shout
You
out
don't know.
to
You don't know.
Hey man, they
So
ain't
when they
teach
got
me
to
that in Black
Georgia,
history.
and they found out Joe, he was on that train with two white women, and Georgia didn't believe in interracial marriage, so they put him on the train and locked him up here in Georgia. That's how it happened.
Yeah.
It was called the man law. Yeah, it's called the man law.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bo P.
I was trying to pivot.
We'll be back when we come back, boy. You got some people on the hot seat, boy.
Ooh, yes.
You got
gonna
some.
let
You
some
got
more.
some. Who's worried?
Stepping down.